Peace, family. It's your brother Chase back at you again with another reactionary video. And check it out, man. Today we're gonna be breaking down a Cuban woman, Miss Angelina, I believe her name, Angelina Castro, and she's gonna be kind of checking Latinos on why foundational Black Americans shouldn't have gotten out here and been protesting with them and standing against them. And I thought it was an excellent video, and we're gonna add some commentary and some breakdown and some thought. But with that being said, let's jump into the video. Make sure you like, subscribe. Let's get it.
Comunidad que nos va a sacar de este hueco se llaman los negros
100%.
americanos.
100%.
African American community is the only community that has the power in this country to change anything. They are the only one with the experience of civil matter. They are the only one que tenían el esclavo ahí mismitico. They are the only one that are not going to get deported anywhere, and you cannot put them all in jail. So African American community, which is the community that is stepped on by Cubans, the most are the only ones that are going to save the Latinos. And I clap for the African American community that has not come out because it is not.
So her co-host said, man, I don't.
I do. We didn't do shit for
them.
I get it. But I don't. Me and you support, but in masses, we didn't support anything that was going with them. Latinos look at Cubans specifically. I'm not gonna talk about any other community because I'm not part of that community, even though I'm a Latina with them. Cubans talk shit about African Americans. Cubans did not support African Americans. Cubans think that they all victimize themselves, that all of that. African Americans are the only ones that are going to save your asses, Latinos. So you better start kissing. If you're going to kiss some ass in this country, you better kiss some black ass.
Woo! boy, Miss Cubano went off, didn't she? She went off. And then, let me add some commentary because what she's saying is 100% right in the sack, okay? These other groups, and I've been telling y'all this forever. Well, number one, before we get into that, this is an example of what standing on lineage business, family, and us not crashing out in the streets is forcing these types of conversations. See, we've been saying this for a long time, and these other groups have been ignoring it. They've been not wanting to talk about it, not wanting to have the conversation about their anti-foundational Black American sentiment that runs deep into their community. All these other groups. But now you see that we're sitting on the sideline and letting them fight their own battles. They're forced to kind of have these conversations now. Well, damn, why aren't foundational Black Americans out here in the streets stumping for us? Why aren't FBAs doing this? Oh, well, I guess it's because we've never done anything for them. You dig? So that's a beautiful thing. That's why we got to continue to stay 10 toes down and continue to stand on lineage business. Okay, family? See, here's the deal, family. These other groups have been getting a free ride. They've been benefiting for the sacrifices, the achievements, our traditional culture that we developed of civil rights, of fighting for things. And they've been getting all those tangibles and benefits without putting in on anything, family. Without putting in on anything. And not only have they not put in on anything, but many times these groups, Cubans, Asians, and even unfortunately some Black immigrants, act as buffers and act as resistors when it's time for us to get specific tangibles. You dig? When it's time for us to get things like reparations, some of these groups, these immigrant groups who benefit off of us, are the first ones to come out and shut it down. You dig? The moment they see some foundational Black Americans at Ivy League schools, they start calling them DEIs and running up to the Supreme Court, talking about it's affirmative action. We got to get rid of affirmative action. But what they fail to realize, like Asians did last year, remember when those Asians went up there and were protesting and suing Harvard because they felt like some FBAs got in over them because of DEI, because of affirmative action? And now the New York Post has articles that they released last year, earlier this year, like this. Asian enrollment at top colleges, Princeton, Yale, and Duke, are down. Admission groups claim discrimination. Okay? Now your enrollments are down because you don't have affirmative action. And now you're trying to cry it's still discrimination. No. It goes on to say Asian students are being discriminated against by elite colleges even after Supreme Court affirmative action ruled unconstitutional. You dig? Because see, what they fail to realize, family, is that you're the one actually benefiting from these things. DEI wasn't for us. I take that back. It was supposed to be for us. It was supposed to be to get foundational Black Americans. We're the ones who were fighting for it, but it's for everybody. You dig? You're the ones who actually benefit from it. You're the ones who actually benefit from affirmative action. You're the ones who actually benefit from these civil rights movements. You dig? It goes to everybody but us. Humpbacks, midgets, people with sexual differences, okay? People with disabilities, immigrants. It goes to everybody. People from Pakistan. Anybody can come over and get the bag that was meant for us, the tangibles and resources that were meant for us. Same thing with the 14th Amendment that was meant for our descendants, the descendants of foundational Black Americans who were enslaved in this country. Yet everybody tethers on to that and uses that in order to anchor themselves to the land and anchor their lineage to the land. You dig? All these other groups have been benefiting from that while turning around and disrespecting us. Number two, why don't we see more videos like this? Why don't we see more videos of immigrants in general praising foundational Black Americans, standing in solidarity with foundational Black Americans, and just calling it like it is? Why don't they want to give us credit? And the reason why is because of this, family. These other groups, when they come here, the first thing they do is assimilate into the dominant white culture. Okay? If they have the complexion for the protection, the first thing they do on that ballot box is classify themselves as white. Cubans are notorious for it. Okay? Most of those Cubans identify and classify themselves as white, and a significant amount of Latinos do as well. And they do everything in their power to identify and get under the cloak of white supremacy. You dig? Because that's what they believe the protection is. All right? And they act as buffers towards us. They want to assimilate. I want you to understand that. And this leads me to my third point, family. This is why Trump was a good thing. I did not vote for Trump. I did not vote for the Democrats either. I sat on the sideline and voted for the couch because neither party was providing any tangibles to foundational Black Americans. But the positive of Trump is this. Trump gives everybody that work. See, these other groups are able to hide in the crevices, and they're able to assimilate under the Democratic Party while we get all the smoke. See, we get all the smoke, and then we get put in a position where we have to sacrifice our tangibles, our gains, our resources for all these other groups who wouldn't piss on us if we were on fire. Okay? But under Trump, all of them are getting that work. Under Trump, all of them are having to squabble up and fight. And they're not used to that. They're not used to that, family. Now all of them are knocking on the FBA door. Hey, big head, what you doing? Ooh, that revolution you got smell real good in there. Can I come in? No. Fight your own battles. Because a lot of these same groups, they sit up here and tell us ain't no racism. Oh, we're just lazy. Quit being a victim. America's a capitalist society. You just don't want to work. My grandfather came over here with 2 pennies in my pocket. So you shouldn't be worried about no racism. Okay, cool. Pick yourself up by your bootstraps. Use your boots to fight ICE. Okay? That's the beauty of Trump. Letting these other groups fight their own battles because everybody's going to have to fight. Not just us. We're used to fighting. We're cool with fighting. But we're going to put all of our fighting energy, instead of putting it into everybody else, we're going to put it for our tangibles and our gains, family. That's the beauty of it. So this is a beautiful thing. I love to see videos like this. I love to see, them kind of having these tough conversations that we've been telling them about forever. And it just goes to show you that what we're doing is absolutely working, family. But it's your brother Chase. Tell me what you think down in the comment section below. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, get your copy of the 30 Black Wall Streets the mainstream media never told you about. Get that knowledge, wisdom, and information. And until next time, family, you know what it is. Peace and Black power. I'm out.